Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, my name is Hardianti. In this video, I want to talk about review biography by B.J. Habibie. Okay, well, we will next to the section. From scientists to countries until Minandito. I can say that this book is the most complete biography of myself that has been written by several authors. For me, what is interesting in this book is the form of writing, which always use clear reference to the source. Therefore, all sources cited in this book. Nothing is fictitious and engineered by the author, B.J. Habibie said. This book title is Mr. Quack of Parepare. The author is Mr. Amak Murmaka. Year of publication on February 2018, printing 3 August 2019. Number of pages is 493 pages, and the number of ISBN is 978 602 0822914. Publisher per public. Well, the synopsis is the life journey of B.J. Habibie. The life journey of B.J. Habibie crossed territorial and time boundaries, starting from Parepare, continue to Ascent, then to Jakarta. From a scientist, then to a neurostandard, and now Minandito. And this book reason is based on fact, not engineering. Habibie's love for the country is too great. Planted strong since I was a student and remains burning until now. A prestigious position, a large income is abandoned as soon as the call to come back. Through this book, we will see Habibie's struggle to develop Indonesia through technology. Habibie's love story with Ainun saw another side of B.J. Habibie. If Romeo and Juliet describe the stagnation of love, B.J. Habibie and Ainun describe the success of love. Through this book, the love story of the two is retold from meeting to death, spiriting them. Opened with prologue and closed with an epilogue. 493 page book, and consisting of five main chapters. Namely, the first one is between Parepare and Aceh. The second is return to develop technology, and the third, the status, and the fourth, nature of the captain of the sea, and the last one is the one of never stop surfing. This is a feeling of tightness in the chest when reading the biography of Eyang, longing for his figure who is now gone. His departure at the age of 83 years, June 25, 1936 until September 11, 2019. Not only left me sorrow as a people, but also deep sorrow for the entire Indonesian people. The loss of father of technology then raises the question about who will replace his figure. I don't think anyone can replace him. If possible, maybe the next B.J. Habibie will be born from the next generation. This book is also rich in reference, not merely the opinion of the author, but through research with a very intelligent presentation to collect and use many references. Making this book is very rich in information and clear source. For the size of biographical books that are usually sometimes boring, This book is just the opposite. Cool to read, not make mumet and sleepy. It's just following. Thus, I have a definition who under the age of 40 calls me grandparent, who is about 40 years old. I call myself Pakde. Over 65 years call me Mas. You call me grandparent, meaning there is no deep between us. I'm not grandparent, but I happen to have become grandparent because I am a generation with your grandparents. Say Habibie, page 417-6. I asked them to call me grandpa or Eyang, so they feel there is no distance between me and them. You are my intellectual grandson. I represented your grandparent before. That is no grandparent who has no ideals, whose grandchildren or great grandchildren at Beaver. Page 477. Not many scientific figures, talk not a few scientists than I know. However, Eyang was my first idol scientist since elementary school. I remember my mother's advice. If I was lazy to learn, my mother would always say, "You have to study hard, so you are smart like Mr. Habibie, who make a plans." Hopeful our generation grandchildren will also be like that, having the best figure in idol. If you idolize the same idol, don't miss to read this good book. After reading this book, I just realized and grateful. Thank God I have an extraordinary idol of faith and knowledge. In my opinion, there are a lot of intelligent scientists. And is not only intelligent but with his faith and love for good, making him a scientist who was grounded to the end of his life. He is always down to earth, will all the achievement he achieved. His name is fragrant in the international world. A large number of intellectual children B.J. Habibie were chosen people of Indonesia who were sent to school by the government to continue their bachelor to doctorate degrees abroad. So they are also prepared to develop not only the aviation industry but also trains, airplanes, ships, weapons, according to B.J. Habibie's 9 Technology Transformation Program, said in page 171. Besides being known as a scientist as well as statesman, don't forget the romantic story of the first two countries, Mr. Habibie and Mrs. Ainun version. So far, from the books that I have read, romantic books are based on true story in this century. Yes, the story is super romantic. The chapter on how Mr. B.J. Habibie met with Miss Ainun and when Miss Ainun died reminded me of a book called Habibie and Ainun. If you like to read romantic book, the book is very recommended to read. Okay, Leila Ichabin Verbet. In English, Leila I'm in love. B.J. Habibie say in page 70. I'm grateful to have been thrown together by Allah, two people who were indeed arranged married. I always say to my wife, "You were born for me and I for you." That's what I feel in my whole body, Habibie said in page 79. As a woman, of course, there are many things that I can learn from Miss Ainun. One figures of a woman who sustains the success of Eyang B.J. Habibie. Mother and wife are two women who are loved by Eyang. I never met Eyang in person, but grateful that idolized you since I was a child. Even though I have not received an overset education, hopeful my generation have a better education that can be beneficial to the knowledge of many people. But his attitude is always humble and down to earth like grandpa. Hopeful I can have the opportunity to visit the library of Eyang Habibie and Eyang Ainun. Since childhood, Habibie's character is different from his siblings. He includes children who like to do something. At home, he likes to read any book, according her older sister, Titi Sri Sulaksmi, who later became Nyai Subono Mantovani. When he was a child, he had to persuade this younger brother, B.J. Habibie, Rudy, every day to leave the playhouse and hang out with other friends. In page 19. Well, I think enough for this review biography of B.J. Habibie. I think enough, and I'm sorry if I make a mistake. I'm really sorry. I close by saying Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.